The tool that I want to talk about today is probably one of the oldest tools available when it comes to DI, but it is forgotten. People just don't give it the respect that it deserves. So let's change that. And if you like watching content like this, do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified about my next video. Let's jump in. For those that don't know me, my name is Qazi. I've worked with brands like Adidas, Amazon Prime, Universal Studios, and I make just straightforward color grading tutorials so you can work with your dream clients. All right, so we're in Resolve now. We have these three shots. They are properly converted, but they all have a flaw. So if I look at this shot, here are my scopes. This is where your scopes can't really come to save you. Because when you look at the shot, scopes wise, it looks just fine. Like, what's wrong with it then? But when I'm looking at it with my professional eyes, it's just sitting in like this red orange quadrant. Like, there's just like this certain warmth in the undertones and in the midtones that is just absolutely making this entire image kind of like blah. It just doesn't have the punch that it should have. Then we go here. We can clearly see this is living like more on the yellow and the red side. Like, we can see it right here. Okay. Like, it just has that. And we can see it here too. Like, but more toward like yellow, right? So that's what is happening here. And then we can see it here. Like, there's red, but like there's more of that like yellow that's happening. Greenish yellow. Then we go here. And then this is just completely on the crummy side. Like, I mean, look at this. So like, look at what's happening. I'm going to do this so we can actually see what's happening here. And then we look at this, just like so gunky green. So there's a couple of different things. You can do your lift gamma gain, correct these. You can do either your lift, either your gain, either your gamma. You can do offset. But the best way to like really know what is happening with every single parameter that you're messing with is like looking at it on a grayscale. So now here we are. And if I take my lift and I move it, I'm actually going to do a 4 up so you guys can see what's really going on. Let's change that to parade. And it's like, if I go here in my lift and I start moving it, just look at what's happening to everything around here. It's going all over the place, right? And obviously it's changing the shadows. And of course, it's going to contaminate it if we're using this to make adjustments. Let's go to gain and look at the top end. You see like how, again, it's just going all over the place. There is no anchor, right? Because we're actually grabbing the anchors and we're messing with them on the bottom and the top end. But that's not what's going to happen when we take gamma. Like, look at the inherent difference between lift, gain versus gamma. Like how it moves in synchrony. Look at this. Like with the RGB channels and how smooth everything is. Okay. All right. Let's go to our primaries offset. Let's move it around. The reason why this system now is outdated and nobody uses it is because look at this. It's contaminating so much of the image while it is like making a shift with just doing simple offset manipulation. So now we go to the more sophisticated HDR palettes offset, and you just keep your eyes on the dark areas, and I'm going to start moving it around, and you can see it is way more controlled. So what we're going to do is like, let's just take this halfway through, like somewhere around here, and like look at how our blacks are intact. And that's the beauty of our HDR palette offset. It keeps the anchors pinned down and moves everything around it. And now if I undo that, go here and try to do the same thing, put this in the middle, like look at the difference. Such a massive difference. So how do you pick which one? That's where, as I showed you, gamma comes into play, especially if your shot is not ruined like these shots. They're pretty okay, but they just have something different in the bones that we have to fix. And I'm going to go back to 2 up now, pull this down. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So we're just going to park it, say, somewhere around here. And now we go in our gamma and we pull it down first. We go in our gain and we open it up. We only use our lift and gain at this stage for just contrast adjustments. That's it. Now, let's just go loose with our gamma for the color wheel, because I just want to go, how far do I have to take it? Like, where do I have to take it? Like, where it starts to look pretty good, because I still want some warmth in the skin. I want the eyes to be clean. I want to get that weird red that we had out. So we did that, like just like gunky, like you see the gunk that was there before, because now we cleaned it up and we're ending up here and it doesn't look bad. We can even like keep it somewhere around here. It does not look bad. Okay. And that all happened using gamma. Look at this. Not a lot of change, but you will see the difference. Like, so I'm using rapid grade for my look. You guys can use a lot. You guys can use a different program. Doesn't matter. I've just built a very simple look here. We're using our Kodak 5217 with 2383 combo. Okay. And we're just making a few other minor adjustments in the skin tones to make the skin tone pop. And if I just turn this on and we get this very, very nice punchy look. Like, look at that, right? Very nice. And at this point, I can go back here and like, now if I want to like add some warmth in the skin tones, I can easily do that. Like something like this. The skin tones are starting to look really, really nice. But like, look at, if I didn't make those changes, how my entire image would have just had this weird cast. It just looks so bland. Like, there's no other word for it. It's like so bland. Whereas like with just one parameter right here, with one parameter, we were able to get so much of the personality out. And like I said, I mean, if we just want to keep going and give it a little bit of life, and like we can kind of meet in the middle, even then it keeps, like, look at the colors now, like everything got so rich. That's the beauty of gamma. Like, it'll just give you so much life in all the right areas. So that's one shot, right? Now let's go to this shot right here. So obviously we can see there's just so much green in this shot. So let's clean that up. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do it with gamma, because if we do it with gain, right? Like, look at what's happening. Look at like how these changes are happening. Obviously, there's no way we're going to clean it up like that, because our like shadows are going to go all over the place. So we're going to go in my gamma, and I'm again like, let's just do kind of like really big changes and then like see where things need to go. Okay. So this already started to look so much cleaner, and we can see it here. But let's just say if we want to keep some warmth in there. So even if I park it somewhere around here, now I go and I drop like just a simple contrast adjustment. This is what we end up with. And like, if I go here and do before and after, you're seeing the difference that we're making. And all of that is just happening here. And then again, we want to drop it so the skin tones look good, like right here. And then at that point, after we had the look applied, if we want to add like some warmth, something like that, we can do that. If we want to keep the image super clean, then we will keep it here, because I'm just like looking at the shirt, looking at him, and it's like, it's a pretty clean look. Like, look at this. It's a pretty clean look. And we achieved it just like that with our gamma. And it nothing will give you more natural results than when you're using gamma. So like, now we have this shot, right? And we just want to make sure no matter what we do, the skin tones need to look good, the socks need to look white. So again, if we go and try to do it from here, it's throwing off everything else. It's applying the, it's almost like tinting the entire image. But gamma, as we saw on our grayscale, works within whatever we got. So here I can just come in and go, let's drop it first. I'm looking at his skin tones, like his arms. Where do we want to keep them? Somewhere around here. And then I just, again, I want to like really push it. I'm still focusing on the skin tones. And the beautiful thing about it is, like, once you clean it up, like with gamma, it will create so much color separation. I mean, just like look at this. The amount of color separation it just created just with one parameter, not 1, 2, 3, like just one parameter. And now if I go and turn this on, and it just gives it that additional pop. And if we just take these two and we do before and after, like how gunky everything was looking and how greenish yellow it was looking, and then after how clean everything is looking, and all that cleanliness did come with just one parameter. That's it. Just one parameter. But that's the power of gamma. And it's like people just don't, people forget about it. It's a forgotten tool. And I'm saying this because it happens to me all the time. You know, you just get used to all these other fancy tools and you forget like what you have here and how powerful it is. And it's like, if you're just grading and if you're just moving through, this is so freaking insane. Like you can move at a freaking lightning speed. Even if we try to do like an extreme look. So let's just say if I go and apply one of these looks, let's say we apply a retrochrome, this very stylized look, and we go here. Look at this. So now let's just say I work in reverse. I apply my look first, and then I come here and I go, what do I need now? So I go in my gamma, I drop it a little bit, not too crazy. And now I just start moving it around until I go, okay, this is like a good stylized look that I want to go for. But like, look at how much better it is from this. Like, what is this? Gunky, weird yellow. And now we're here. And it's so much more natural. And by the way, that's like a little pro tip as well. Like sometimes it's not a bad idea to work in reverse. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to like actually apply the look first and then go in and like just dial in your thing, especially if you have mature looks. Obviously, it's not going to work if you're building a look, but if you already have some LUTs, some one-click looks, you can apply it, come in, make adjustments on the prior node in your balance, and you'll end up with something like this. Like, look at how beautiful this is. And like, we can do it like for all of these shots. So let's just say here we pick Children of Men, very, very pushed, very extreme look. And then we can just reset this here. And here we can just go, okay, like I want to drop my gamma and I'm just looking at his skin tones, like his, and I go, okay, this looks pretty good. And then I want to go, where do I want to go with it? Like, you know, maybe something like that. And then if I just do before and after, look at what we just did. And then before and after here. So if I take these two, what we started with to like how stylized our final look is, just like that. And then let's try to do the same thing here. So let's just go for a specific look. So if we do gentle salmon. So we do gentle salmon, which is pretty nice. And then we come here and then let's just say we reset it. Again, we're working backwards. And now I'm like going, okay, something like this. And then I go pull this down, pull this up. It's like a lot of the magic is getting done with gamma. Like now you can really see how much of that, like look at the separation that we're creating here. And it's like how much of that we're pulling out while keeping like the actual meat in the image, the actual colors in the image. And one of the things that can really help this is this right here. So if I reset that, or I mean, if I turn it off, that helps too. But say we go here, we go back. And it's like, you know, we're ending up with something that is very, very special. And we're just working off of like one tool right here. Like, look at the lips, look at the shirt, look at the background, look at the skin tones though, how everything popped while the skin tones like stayed really true. And That's it, like one parameter. And like you saw how extreme of a look that we created here, and then how moody of a look we created here. And like without it, it would have been just so like almost like a mistake. And then just simple move. With color grading, especially with these lessons that I want to give you here on YouTube or just in general, like even my paid stuff, I want to just show you like the real world examples. When I'm working on projects, most of the time it's like, because you got to do heavy lifting with like look development and stuff like that. Then when it comes to stuff like this, let's call it the grunt work, which is nobody's favorite, shot matching, stuff like that, balancing your footage. You want to just like learn the best ways that are the most natural to get you from point A to point B. And this is what you witnessed here. Color grading is built on these foundations. You can't take this stuff lightly because it's like you got to build it brick by brick. If one brick is missing, the whole thing is going to fall apart. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have any content suggestions, drop them down below. If you want to check out Rapid Grade, Cosverse, links are going to be in the description. Check it out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, fam.